40, when we have something like log base 232, remember, what is that? That means 2 raised to what gives me 32? That's what a log is saying. We should know that 2 raised to the 5th power is the answer. For number 41, log base 3 1/9. Okay? Well, the 9 is the obvious number there. What can I raise 3 to get 9? 2. If it's in the denominator, the answer just becomes -2. That's the difference between having 9 and 1/9. Log 42, for 42, that's the easiest one here. Anytime we raise something to an exponent and get 1, that means it's 0. Okay. And that is something I feel like we really should know at this point. And then they give you one with similar bases. This 8 becomes 2 cubed. This 16 becomes 2 to the 4th. 3x plus 3, 8x plus 12. Power to a power. And then once I have the similar bases, we can set the exponents equal. We end up with 5x over here. We end up with -9 over here. -9/5 x. Or -9, over 5 equals x. Any questions on those first 4? Okay. So number 44, we have the 9x minus 2, 1 over 27 to the x. And what we got to recognize is 9 and 27 both can be broken back down to a base of 3. 3 squared, x minus 2. 3 to the -3 to the x. So 3 to the 2x minus 4 equals 3 to the -3x. And now we end up with 2x minus 4 equals -3x. Subtract 2x on both sides. -4 equals a -5x. You divide by 5 on both, or -5 on both sides. And my x equals 4/5. And that's all. We're just getting a similar base to solve that problem. Since we can't get a similar base here, we need to use logs. That's the whole purpose of the logs. Solve for variables and an exponent. So I'm going to take the log of 3x, or 3 to the x plus 1, equals a log of 7. The base really doesn't matter here other than it's got to be consistent. If you don't see a base written down, it is assumed to be 10. When we have an exponent, that means we can throw it to the front of the log. We divide both sides by log 3. So x plus 1 equals log 7 over log 3. And I finish the problem off by subtracting 1. So x equals log 7 over log 3 minus 1. But you weren't wrong. Okay. So the answer here, we put that in our calculator, is 0.77. And there's a quick check of this. 0.77 plus 1 is 1. Or, wow, let me rephrase. 0.77 plus 1 is 1.77. Okay? 3 to the first power is 3. 3 to the second power is 9. It should make sense that 3 to the 1.77 power would be 7. All right, so for 46, we have log base 2, x squared minus 7 equals log base 2, 6x. Which is nice here is this. When you have the logs on both sides, you just set this equal to each other. When you have an x and an x squared, you got to get everything on one side and factor. X minus 7, x plus 1. So I have two answers here. I have 7 and I have -1. The -1 results in negatives in your log, so that's no good. You can only have positive numbers next to the log. It can be equal equal to a negative, the exponent can be negative, but the log has to be positive itself. For number 47, same deal with one extra step. And we need to remember that when we add, we multiply. So log base 3 x squared minus 3x equals log base 3, 4. And I'm going to take these two terms, x squared minus 3x, and set them equal to 4. X squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. And it's x minus 4x plus 1. My answers are 4 and negative 1. What's nice here again is the negative 1, oops, the negative 1 doesn't work. So the answer has got to be 4. You do have to distinguish with logs that your number actually makes sense. It doesn't give you a negative. Okay, that is important. 48 and 49, when you see E and ln, we should know they're related. For E, you got to get the E alone. We divide both sides by 4. 6 over 4 is 3 halves. And now we take the natural log of E. Use parentheses around your 3 halves. Don't write your calculator ln 3 over 2. Because what it will do is it will take the natural log of 3 and divide it by 2. I don't want the natural log of 3 divided by 2. I want the natural log of 3 over 2. When you take the ln of both sides, you're left with your exponent on your E. And to finish, this is what you're putting into your calculator. The natural log of 3 over 2 divided by 2. And that's going to be your answer. Can someone tell me in their calculator what they got? Can someone give me a value for x, please? You got it. Yo, what? 0.2 what? So ln x plus 4, when you have the E, you need an ln. When you have the ln, you need an E. We raise both of them to the ln plus, we raise both of them to the E. So, all right, probably said that wrong. It's E to both sides. That's what I meant to say. We're taking both sides of the equation, raising it, or taking that number and making the exponent on E. Okay? When you do E raised to the ln x 4, you just get the x plus 4 here. And then obviously here we have E squared. My answer is x equals E squared minus 4. So the answer to this is x equals 3.39. Now when we go to 50, 50 couldn't be simple. When they ask you for the common log of log 572, you're simply just doing log of 72 over the log of 5 and putting in your calculator. And since 5 squared is 25 and 5 cubed is 125, this answer better be 2 point something. Someone tell me what it is when they put in their calculator. Log of 72 over log of 5 is going to be 2 point what? 66? This is the equation you're going to use. The initial amount is 4,000. We're doing E raised to the 0.05 times 7. And my advice is this. And do it right now on your calculator. E. Sometimes you have to get your second function, but get the E up. And usually an exponent will come right up. Put in parentheses 0.05 times 7. Hit enter. You're going to get a number. It's going to be like 1 point something. And then that's what you multiply by 4,000. What number do you end up getting, Victor? When you put that in. Victor got 1.42 when he did his e to the 0.05 times 7, and then multiplied by 4,000. What do you get, Vic? 5,680. All right. What change? What sense? Give me two decimal places. Two decimal places after that number. Okay. So our answer when we don't round is actually going to be 5,676.77. Particularly with the calculator, I prefer you not round. Now 52, they just want the equation. The rate is decreasing by 8%. So the principal is going to equal, or the amount is going to equal the principal or the initial amount. The initial amount is 20,000. When we're decreasing, it's 1 minus the percentage as a decimal raised to an exponent. So if South Brunswick population decreases 8% every year, it's 20,000 people, 0.92 to the x power. And there's your answer. Number 53, identify the domain. Domain is simply what can x be. In number 53, they're giving you f of x equals x plus 2 over x squared plus 4x minus 12, which means this is x plus 2 over x plus 6, x minus 2. The domain is all reals except -6 and 2. We've got to understand you cannot have a 0 in your denominator. That's essentially it. Any other x would work. 54 is actually even simpler. X plus 3 over x plus 7. What's the domain? It's all reals except -7. You cannot have a 0 in your denominator. X squared plus x minus 6 over x squared minus 9 divided by x minus 2 over x plus 3. Before I do anything, probably didn't even need to put these parentheses here, but whatever. We keep, we change, we flip. Now I factor. X plus 3, x minus 2. X plus 3, x minus 3. X plus 3, x minus 2. We simplify vertically. We simplify diagonally. And I'm left with x plus 3 over x minus 3. And that's the answer. Keep, change,